Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more CCL Bravo stream. Once again, it is myself, Seymour, and joining me again is Proper. How are you doing after that 3-0 sweep from Penn State?
Penn State White definitely looked pretty clean in that 3-0 wipe against University of Alabama. Maybe considered a weaker opponent against Penn State White in their white-hot tendencies to absolutely run over their adversaries, minus the team that knocked them down to the losers bracket, which was Humber. But they're going to have another tough dog to be able to go up against, or I guess Cats as it may be, going up against the Concord Maroon squad.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to call yourselves the Titan Killers, if you want to call yourselves that rookie team that can go all the way, no other way to prove it than going up against Concord Maroon, who just came off of a Game 5 loss to Texas A&M.
Yeah, that match that I also casted was pretty hot and heavy. That match was ripped my heart out. It was tough to see which one was going to be able to go either way, too. So if we have rosters that we can pull up for these two squads to go ahead and take a look at them and what we're going to be dealing with, the Concord Maroon squad, you probably have come to know them as they currently sit here as the 5-man roster of, you currently have Red Chase, Megatron, Paralysis. You also have Trauma and Andrew Crook. Crook went absolutely massive in that matchup versus Texas A&M Maroon. All 5 of these members really were able to showcase why they were the #1 seed. Though losing to Texas A&M Maroon, they are ready to continue on their losers bracket run, so that way they can see them yet again, potentially in the grand finals, losers semifinals, whichever it may be. But the Penn State White squad, they're looking to play upset towards the Concord Maroon squad.
Yeah, and over on the Penn State squad, you just saw them. You just saw their dominance against Alabama, but you got Ken reports, Senso Shades, and Sparky, some hot rookies coming into the season to really prove themselves. I mean, they're number 9 in the standings, but they're really showing that they're a team to look out for, especially going into this Concord. But I mean, anything coming out of that, I mean, you only casted that domination Proper. Anything to kind of take away from this Penn State squad to really look into this Concord kind of roster?
Well, luckily enough for me, I was able to watch Penn State versus Humber. I was also lucky enough to watch them versus Full Sail as well. And when it comes down to the Penn State White roster, what you're mostly looking for is their tempo and their raw aggression, being able to turn things up so that way they can continue to create space. This is all off of Shades, the standing AR. When you have a standing AR player that is dropping double positive in a multitude of fashion, well, those SMGs, they're going to go completely unnoticed. They're going to find a lot of flanks, and they're going to be able to turn it up in the back end of enemy teams too. So you can take a look at the map set. It's right below our beautiful face and those team names too. Hackney Yard, Hardpoint, Ramaza Search and Destroy, Gunrunner Domination are going to be our first 3 maps. If we have to go to St. Petro, Hardpoint, and St. Petro Search and Destroy, then we will. But when you're looking at these opening maps, especially for Hackney Yard, Hardpoint here more, this is where things can get a little bit dirty because the spawns can get a little bit crazy. The opening gunfight can get a little bit awry. Depending on who's going to be able to work their way around the warehouse side and who's going to be able to hold on towards the P2 side. Penn State White will be starting off on the tire shop side, so they're going to be looking to at least hold off the OE hit while they're looking for initial point time on P1.
And here we go, guys. It's the quarterfinals of the loser bracket. Penn, he opens up with the first blood, and now you touched on it a little bit. The Hackney Yard going to be our hard point for the first one. And I was looking at the stats a little bit, and even the first 2 maps here, Proper, I expected to go into distance and be as close as could be because they were not far apart when it came to the stats side of this map. But at the start, it will be Penn State with the time ticking into them. They're going to be looking to hold on for that P2. You're really looking at number 5 and number 2 on the mini map with the help of number 4. Senso hops in there. Shades finds one. Paralysis goes down. Crook trying to do it all, but Ken and Report clean up. It's going to be Penn State with point control.
Yeah, it was really good recognition there from Penn State White that they have a little bit of focus inside P1. It's still actually happening. Concord Maroon is spawning over by the Uses building. This is really good anchoring coming through the main AR of Concord Maroon. That's Red Chase, being able to play their life for a certain amount of time. Getting those P2 spawns is quite influential. Penn State White, they're going to be looking at this full 50 plus that they're going to be, well, 49, I guess this is maybe, because they definitely need help breaking in towards P2. This one is a little bit more of a stronghold, a little bit tougher to break on through, especially losing those opening numbers. Trauma is doing Trauma things, getting a lot of good entry eliminations with Red Chase, being able to find those longer shots from the AR, doing a fantastic job thus far as Concord Maroon has Crook on the hill, soaking up that hill time.
Definitely thought Penn State had it locked down for point two, but it was really broken easily by Concord. Now we're going to see Paralysis find two. Senso and Sparky try to bring it back, but Trauma, he's going to clean up Sparky and bring it back into their favor. The Penn State, you see him on the minimap just starting to suffocate this point. You see Ken hops on, he finds one. Actually, Shades with a three-piece. Ken, he's trying to clean up a little bit, sees the player in garage, but scrap time. It's going to go to Penn State. They're going to take over just towards the 70-point marker. And if you look at that mini-map, we're looking at point three. You're looking at Concord Maroon. You have number 8 set up in yellow. He's going to be looking to lock down the spawns, as well as number 0, Trauma. He's working that office building. He's going to make sure that Penn State can't rotate around. But if you're looking at Shades, he's on a 5 streak. He's ripping apart this Concord Maroon roster. He's trying to break through.
Yes, they are. These entry eliminations might be good. Good foothold on a multitude of areas. Concord Maroon have their players in powerful positions, although a lot of time previously, the opening 20 seconds, a good chunk of that went towards the game clock. Concord Maroon being able to hold down a multitude of these angles are looking at more hill time too, breaking into the full effect. Penn State White cutting themselves a good serious amount of kills. They're looking to break past this smokestack hill so that way they can try to get P5 spawns, which again, Concord Maroon do a great job breaking past the map, finding the eliminations, and being able to get those spawns in their name. So it's still a small lead here for Penn State White, but Concord Maroon are not out of it yet. They're going to get the scrap time, and the rotation is very slight to work your way from the smokestack inside the office building. But Penn State White, they're looking to soak up as much time as possible, but keep your eyes on Senso. They're working their way in towards the backside of P5, and they already influenced reports spawning over there, and all of Penn State White are going to get the P5 spawns.
And you got to pay attention to Ken here. Ken's been locking down this point. He's been holding it off. 3 players coming in to help him over on the opposite side of the wall. But Ken, he's locking this down. He's looking for another Megatron. He's going to chow him. And Ken picks up the piece. 4 go down for Concord. They spawn right back in the point 2 area. And they're going to be looking to siege this from the right side of the mini-map. But Shades, look at him. Look at his positioning. Top ventilation. He's going to look to pepper some shots below with Sparky breaking over the half wall. But Paralysis breaks in with a team kill. Finds a double onto Penn State. It's broken. The scrap time will go to Concord Maroon. They're going to edge it a little bit closer to tie it up with Penn State proper.
This is looking real good for Penn State White. They are currently holding the lead. You can have that scrap time, says Penn State White, because they're looking to hunker down here on P5, though. Entry elimination, quite literally the reason why Penn State White have been unable to hold on to the spawns back on P2 within this first rotation, and potentially even for this P5. Again, Crook, Paralysis, Red Chase, they're all finding eliminations. In top of the P5 they go. Sparky's gonna go down, and now Concord Maroon are gonna find a much needed break. You would think so, but still playing their life wonderfully is Ken. Still contested here from Report. Report doing everything they possibly can. I believe that stick came through. Nope, just a little bit on the outside. Shades and Senso. Again, those spawns on the north side of P5 are going to be real good for Penn State White as they look to continue to flood their numbers, to keep this point contested, and to continue their lead growing, which is past 50 at this point.
I mean, if we can just touch on something about this real quick, it's just each hardpoint has been so scrappy with Penn State. They're just trading each other out and trading them efficiently. You'll see like Concord Maroon pick up 2 on the point, traded out for 4 by Penn State, and it's just been those clutch plays from a few players, especially Senso and Ken hopping onto the hard point. Shades, he's been locking down those long angles. You really see this Penn State roster not leaving anyone behind, and they're not afraid to die for their teammates, which I like to see. Heading into this next rotation, though, it will be a 40-point lead for Penn State White over Concord Maroon. Paralysis does break through with his team with a double kill, and they're looking to take these second-point spawns. What do you need to see change up proper if you want to see Concord pull this back?
Well, Concord Maroon are doing just as much as possible, right? They're able to break in towards the warehouse. They're soaking up hill time. It's being Penn State White off of their P2 spawns are doing a good job sending in 1, if not 2 members at a time, so that way the spawns can still be anchored for P2. But Concord Maroon, at this point in time, they're encroaching on the lead. It is becoming a little bit diminished now. Concord Maroon can take back the lead if they get these serious amount of kills, which unfortunately they don't. They want to be poking on forward in the P2 area. Penn State White doing a better job than on the first set of hills, where they're able to hold on towards a P2 spawn. So now you're going to see Ken putting themselves up on P2. They're going to get the initial time here on the Tire Shop Hill. And now it just comes down to the defense of Penn State White to hold back Concord. Megatron, Paralysis, Trauma are right there to combine for 4. Report's the only one to find a trade out onto Trauma. And this is going to be the go time. This is when the opportunity arises. P2 is just so hard to break because the spawns are just so damn close. But if you can find this kill quick, which they do, they can put themselves inside the hill. P2, it is heavily fortified, but it gets broken up by Concord Maroon. They look to take the lead here, and they're going to suck up the rest of this time on P2.
You really just see Concord suffocate Penn State in there. They get those picks, they get the efficient kills, and they really clear out Penn State. It was almost like deja vu because Penn State, last rotation around, they had it locked down at the start of point 2, but Concord easily broke through, and they just were that dagger in the side of Penn State. So now we see Concord actually 20 points in the lead and ticking. Going to get the rest of the scrap time as we head over to point 3. We're really looking at Trauma here as he goes top middle. He has to get those opening picks on the rotation. He finds Ken. He almost finds Ken on the second one. He found Sparky, and it's going to be paralysis to pick up that last pick. Point 3 was broken open. Red Chase is on a 5 spree. Crooked is on a 7 spree. And Report, he's going to try to do it all and break through for Penn State.
6 for Red Chase, 7 for Crook, like you said. Make that 8. Will be gunned down mid-map, but you're now seeing just why Concord Maroon are the team to be talking about. Penn State White are definitely a team that can be bringing it to Concord Maroon, but being able to showcase individual gun talent with Shades at 30 and 18, it's not as much for Concord Maroon splitting the work between the 5 of them. They're doing a fantastic job of finding eliminations across the entirety of the map and influencing spawns while they're doing it. Doing a great job of being able to get the north side of the docks building that's right outside of P5, making the rotation inside the office building all the more easier as this rest of the hill time will probably go up towards the game clock. No team really needing the scrap time besides Penn State White, just if they want to try to hit this lead a little bit closer, as Concord Maroon are currently sitting at a 35-point lead, but still, you're seeing the influence on the map. Concord Maroon are doing a great job controlling the tempo and the pace of this match. Kills are good across the board for Penn State White, but they're unable to turn it into map pressure. Not quite yet.
Here, this could be the play to watch out for. Crook setting up top office. He's going to jump down. He's going to be looking for that first, but doesn't find him. Turned on by Ken, the hero of the last 4th point. They're going to take over. It looks like Concord is in perfect position. Actually, it looks like Penn State's in perfect position to kind of bring it back in the leaderboard as Shades finds one trying to break them out even farther. Traded out by 2 on Concord. 193 to 199. Senso's the only one in the point. It's broken. Ken trying to trade out, but Megatron finds it. Sparky cleans up, and it will be Penn State taking over and finding it. But that was Report trading out and finding a double kill onto Crook and Trauma. He's trying to take it over even more, but we're going to head to point 5 in a tie game proper with spawns in favor of Concord being pressured by Penn State from the left side.
All these kills that Penn State White are faltering on is just devastating because, like you said, Concord Maroon, they are still spawning in over on the north side of the office and the dock building. They can flood their numbers in sooner. 52 seconds left inside the hill at 2:15 and counting on up. They can absolutely win it out here. Concord Maroon are starting to go absolutely huge. They're going balls to the wall. Trauma's at 34 and 27. If they make that 35 and 27, good commanding of the mid-map pressure is going to be snuffed out by Ken. But you got to be able to turn these kills into map pressure, and it's not like Megatron or Red Chase are going to let you anywhere near the door. Report will be able to get Red Chase off the top third, but they're going to lose their life to Megatron. Megatron is going absolutely massive now for their team as Concord Maroon are beating every single member at Penn State White at the door. 2:45 and counting on up. Can you even touch the point? Sparky's going to go down. Trauma. Megatron and Red Chase will get the final kills within the feed, and just like that, it was close for a certain amount of time, but Concord Esports will win 250 to 201.
A commanding game from Concord Maroon. It was a strong start from Penn State indeed, and it was a condemning effort in that hard point. I mean, it was only a 50-point lead at the end of it for Concord. You look at Shades on Penn State, you look at each player, they're at 20 kills and above, but meeting them, like you were saying in your analysis prior, is Concord, they're splitting the effort between each other, and they were really putting their pressure to the points. They were getting the points on it and breaking out through the lanes and making sure that Penn State couldn't even get close to the hard point at the end of it. They locked down that 5th point like it was their home.
Absolutely the case, too. When your main AR and Shades is dropping the highest kill across the board for Penn State White, you know that something's got to change. When you're looking at Hackney Yard Hardpoint as a whole, you're looking for the breaks inside the mid-map. The pressure just was not there. It's just very unfortunate to see when you're on the other side, like I was talking about, and like you hinted too. When you have Trauma dropping 38 and 28, you also have Megatron showing up when they're flexing in between the AR and the SMG with the MP5. You also have Paralysis and Crook being able to control so much from mid-map. It just allows Red Chase, the main AR for Concord Maroon, to put themselves in power positions like top third of the smokestack, like the useless building right outside the tire shop of P2, to be able to find influential kills that then allows those SMGs to be able to break on forward mid-map and then control the pace in the tempo, which Concord Maroon did so wonderfully. So moving over towards the S&D on Ramaza, this is starting to look like home now for the side of Concord Maroon, to where they can play this relatively comfortable. For Ramaza Search and Destroy, you're looking for those entry eliminations in the bottom side of red in that cafe. If you're trying to go for the pump fake over towards the construction site, that's when ARs can come through. Let's not forget a couple of the role swaps that we've been seeing through Concord throughout the regular season. Megatron has put away the AR. Standing has been picking up the SMG, but don't count them out as far as a flex is concerned, because if need be, like we've seen on Ramaza, you'll pick up that second AR, and man, you can find those long-range kills to open up that bomb site wonderfully.
I mean, with Shades dropping the most kills over on Penn State, if you're Concord Maroon looking into this Ramaza, you might want to stick away from those long angles. You might want to head over through tunnels to kind of break through on the A bomb site, break through and take control of that. Because if the main AR on Penn State, you can easily kind of exploit that on the Penn State side if you're Concord Maroon. But I mean, I know if you're looking at Ramaza, it's not going to be the toughest play ever, because if you look at the stats through the regular season, Penn State was 6-1 on Ramaza Search and Destroy. They're no stranger to it either. Concord, they only played the map twice. They didn't drop it a single time. And just like the Hackney Yard hardpoint, I expect this one to go the distance as well, as both teams looking very kind of standard on this map. Like they're just not afraid of it.
Yeah, this will be a really good test. I mean, you talked about how Penn State White have played here. Concord Maroon, obviously, through the regular season, not dropping a single map at all, looking great throughout the regular season. They haven't even faced a playoff team on Ramaza Search and Destroy. So this would be a really good test for them to be able to showcase their talent, showcase their grit, as Search and Destroy has slowly become their stronger map mode, coming away from the unfortunate side of COVID-19, to where this team were unable to practice as much as they were hoping to. Then leading into playoffs, to where scrims started picking back up, to where they could start getting back together again. This team is quite troublesome to be dealing with, but Penn State White has not slowed up, not even a little bit too. When it comes down to the pace and the tempo in the bottom of the map, maybe this is where Ken can start showing up. Shades on that main AR too. Maybe they're playing over top of the construction site, waiting for that A site to come on through, or maybe they're just being that pest on the top side of the gun shop to stop the push on towards the gun shop as soon as it starts to happen. All will soon be unfolded here as we're loaded into Search and Destroy Ramaza. On offense first, we're going to be looking at just for which side it's going to be coming through. Penn State White on their offense through a multitude of Search and Destroys all night long have been able to showcase a multitude of hits through different bomb sites, and it looks like that they're setting themselves up for an A hit.
I love this aggression from Senso. We saw it last Search and Destroy against Alabama. He just kept on putting the pressure on them over on Arklov. Now Sparky set up alongside him. He has bomb in hand, looking to pressure bottom construction. Not even giving the opportunity for the assault rifles to see them, but is it? Yeah, that was Red Chase. He got the sightlines on him. I didn't know for sure if he saw that, but that was excellent positioning from him. Trauma finds Senso, drops down the pressure from Penn State White. 3 go down, traded out by Shades. He's going to try to pull it out. It's Shades and Ken against 4. Shades going to try to bring it back, finds the second one along with his kill onto Trauma. But Ken going down is going to leave Shades in not the right position to be in. He gets tagged up from behind, looking to pull it back a little bit closer, maybe pat his stats a little bit, but he's being surrounded by this Concord Maroon setup. He does find Croaked. He makes it a 1v2. He has a player set up on either side of the construction, looks to beam it, but Concord picks up the first round, shutting down the pressure of Penn State. I love the way Concord played that proper.
Would have ended up being a 1v5 for Shades. Find the first 2 kills for Penn State White, looking to do it all for them. Again, it seems to be that the most consistency for Penn State White as the evening has been developing is that Shades is definitely the player to be watching out for. The main AR for Penn State White, able to showcase a multitude of talents. The only other team that comes to mind for me when they're able to do that would be UT Dallas and Mr. J Pistachio. But for Penn State White, you need a little bit more help here for your main AR and Shades. They can't do it all. Concord Maroon on offense, they look to do just about the same thing that we saw from Penn State White, but can they do it better? Shades is over here defending A. Be able to read this properly for Penn State White. Looks like that the 2 players that's going to be Senso and Report in the center of the map won't be met with much pushback at all. Megatron will be working their way up to the construction site and says, well, I guess I'm not working my way up towards the top side of scaffolding because they lose their life from Shades. Didn't pop the dead silence either, so their footsteps were not muffled, not even a little bit. Bomb has been planted, keep in mind, you, so the rotation has to come through. Report goes down, Shades soon to follow. Correct and Trauma are starting to show up for 2. Senso putting themselves back into the mix is able to find Red Chase. Dead silence is going to get rejuvenated here, and as they try to push themselves back in towards the site, it's going to be Paralysis that gets the trade out by Ken. Now for a 1v1, Ken versus Crook. Crook has the advantage with the bomb being planted, of course. A little jiggle peek on through the door, but Crook is going to play this cat and mouse ever so wonderfully. There's not even enough time, even though Ken is able to find Crook. Again, had 8 seconds to defuse the bomb. Unable to lock down Crook in time. Concord Maroon go up 2-0.
That was the perfect play that Crook could have done. Just jiggle peeking that corner. He saw that Ken came out to pressure him. He didn't want to give him the kill early and let him rotate over the bomb, so he just played his life. Ken had to come to him. There's only 5 seconds left after the kill. And Concord, you see the pressure coming out in the mid-map on Penn State, but Concord didn't even give them the time of day. They walked past them, took site control. Yeah, Shades did find the kill top construction, but there was no follow-up to that because Concord just had too much pressure. But heading into this 3rd round, you see Sparky and Report with their nades find 2. Met with the gun, the SMG of Crooked. He drops it down, brings back 2 of his own. And it will be a 3v3 stabilized between both of these teams.
Mark still holding on the bomb. Shades is going to get snuffed out. Get some trades. Red Chase that was up top that just allows Ken to push on forward to get them out of the window. Paralysis. It's a no-all. At least check the staircase. Whether or not Ken's going to be pushing this side doesn't necessarily seem doable. Definitely wanting this kill. Or at least one more before they can comfortably get this bomb potentially. Sparky pushes through the doorway. That's going to be a bomb dropped inside the stairwell. And well, had Paralysis got the confirmation that the bomb had been dropped in that stairwell, no real reason to leave this gun shop now, is there, for Paralysis and Crook? But Ken, gonna pop that dead silence. Gonna jiggle peek their way through. Muffled footsteps, gonna keep them relatively covered. Gonna go to plant this bomb. And even if that door opens up from Crook on the opposite side, gonna be able to lock down the shots because Shades has this pretty damn well scouted out. Door's gonna get open and gently close. We're down to 38 seconds in this 2v2.
They only have confirmation that one player is inside the building. Shades is still paying attention to the flank because he doesn't know just yet. Crook looks like he's going to be the first one out the door. He's going to be met to the left by the player that will be picked going in favor of Shades. Shades finds 2. Penn State brings it back 1-2. Excellent lockdown between Shades and Sparky. Shades and Ken, sorry, my bad, but now we do see in the final quick game Shades there's nobody else I would want to have over my shoulder locking down tunnels than Shades.
We know Ramaza, S&D, that tunnel heady, even Ramaza hardpoint too. It's just quite the troublesome mixture to get a AR off of there. We saw Red Chase go absolutely massive in Ramaza hardpoint earlier with Concord Maroon taking on Texas A&M Maroon in that exact position. Won't be able to get their showcasing there. Report. Semtex over top. Gonna be able to find Megatron, so good early pick here for the defense. Sparky's gonna find Red Chase, getting a little bit too big for their britches. Yeah, Paralysis is right there for the trade, but with that kill, you can only imagine that Concord Maroon have been more than sought out as far as what bomb site that they want to be challenging.
Penn playing his life. Smart move, as he did not want to chow that heady over in tunnels, but Paralysis, he's going to be watching over, making sure that Ken doesn't bite off more, or just making sure, just in case Ken wants to bite off more than he choose. But Paralysis picks up the bomb. Senso with the perfect peek. He's going to look for the second. Crook backs off. Doesn't want to take that fight. Trauma goes down to Report. It's only going to be one left. That's Crook. And Penn State White looking to tie it up 2-2. Crook, last player standing. Will he be able to clutch up? This would be quite the clutch indeed. Only 30 seconds left, and it looks like he's going to take the left side of the exit through tunnels. Ken set up top. Senso over on the staircase. Report inside kitchen. They're going to give it to him, but Ken, he has it locked down from above. He's going to finish it off. Penn State White ties it up 2-2. And what a play from them. I really want to highlight proper the starting. The opening kills 2 rounds in a row. Report finds that the Semtex kill. So I think if you're Concord Maroon, you really have to look out at the start of the round where those nades are landing.
It's a certain amount of respect that you got to be able to read. I always end up saying, I mean, it's a pretty known saying at this point in time, search and destroy. They win you matches, they win you championships. But how you get there is through mid-map adaptations, mid-round adaptations, and Concord Maroon needs to showcase that if they are this #1 seed, if they are this championship caliber team that everybody has been talking themselves up to be. Right there to find first blood as that hit comes through the middle of the cafe. Crook almost gets the stick, but it may not matter because 2 more members go down. Report is right there for the trade. It's a mere consolation prize. And Crook just runs up to the little bitty half wall. He says, hey, Shades, knew you were here. Penn left here for a 1v4, and Paralysis won't even let them leave the barbershop.
It was just cleaned up by Concord at that point. You know, Penn State, they had a round to themselves. Then Concord, they just, they brushed it off their shoulders and they dusted off Penn State going into this 5th round, taking the lead back 3-5. And I thought that stick went through over at Bottom Restaurant, but just barely getting out. Is an excellent job with the trades, the entry picks from the side of Concord Maroon. If I'm Penn State, I'm really looking to slow down that aggression from this Concord Maroon side. I know that Senso and Report are really known for their aggression on Penn State, but how will they be able to stop the aggression that Concord's putting on them? Because it does look like Concord just a little bit more weight to their pressure. But heading into the 6th round, Senso, he's looking to bring that first pick over there, but Crook absolutely burns him proper.
Oh, that's a gunfight you really got to win there, Senso. Crook will not give you that mistake twice over. Andrew Crook is that player that is 6-4, by the way, showing the heck up. Able to find the 2nd in the round after Megatron was right there to take down Sparky. So now for a 2v5, make that a 2v4. Shades is able to take down Crook. You can only imagine that the work has been done because Shades gets snuffed out. Concord Esports go up 4-2. They are looking quite stellar to be able to take this down in 3 maps, but they're not out of it yet.
Paying attention to Crook there. He shut down the confidence from Senso. Senso's been playing that mid-map all game, and even against Alabama last matchup, it was the Senso show over in the mid-map. He was getting those opening picks. He was putting the pressure on. He was dictating the pace of the matchup. But this time, Concord stepping over that confidence, jumping over the wall, vaulting over it, and just stomping all of the hopes and dreams of Senso on that attack was Crook. But here we go. Offensive side is going to be Penn State looking to bring it back a little bit closer. Senso, once again, with the aggression, he's going to push up mid-map. Closest player to him will be Megatron. But actually, he finds Trauma. He's gifted the first blood. And he knows Megatron's there. Will he be able to find the second? They're dancing around each other. But neither player finds him. It's finally going to be Megatron. Bringing it back 1-for-1.
Big opportunity here for Concord Maroon. Especially defensively. They were able to sort out multiple members mid-map. But is this scouted? Gonna come down. Red Chase. First line of defense, they're able to find one. Won't be able to connect onto the second. Big kill there for Sparky. Top side becomes a little bit more open. Megatron's going to get cut down right outside the construction building. 2 remaining players. That's Crook and Paralysis. Long-lasting duo here. And they get the kills. Crook is able to get the better of Shades in an AR close-range battle. Not exactly how I thought it was going to go, but Crook lets him know. Bomb has been planted. 37 seconds left now for a 2v2. Crook's going to work their way up to top 3rd. This is going to be scouted. That silence as well. Tries to lock down the shots. It's going to be Crook from up top. Wow. That's going to be able to take down both Sparky and Report. What a well-coordinated push coming through from Paralysis at the bottom of construction while Crook took from up top. Now Concord Maroon put themselves up on map point.
I want the bullets that's in Crook's gun. He's shooting something else proper. He's putting in the work. I mean, that 1v1 against Shades, that should not have gone in favor. And even that round before on Senso, he's just cleaning up this Penn State roster and showing them why Concord Maroon is the Titan to be sought out to kill. This is just a dominant performance in the S&D. We're heading into the next round. Concord looking to take the match right here. They're on match point 5-2. And looking to shut down Penn State on their top S&D map. We do see a little bit of a default going in, 3 pressuring the A site or the B site with 2 working that mid map. Red Chase is gonna be the opening player, picks off Sparky, looking for the top kill. Nades off on Ken. Report finds Megatron, but it's traded up by Trauma. 3 more go down for Penn State. Last player standing is going to be Shades offsite. all the way over in top construction. He has to rotate around. He has to 1v4 to get this. There's the first one. Trauma goes down, but he has the mountain to climb right now and only 30 seconds to do so proper.
This is going to be real tough here. Gotta cut your way through 3 more Concord Maroon players. Picking up that submachine gun might be able to help you out. SMG's going to get picked up too. They're attacked out. Recognizes that there is a player on the backside. They are getting runned and gunned by way of pistol. Concord Esports, they win map number 2. They are on match point.
That was quite the showing from Concord. I had a different prediction. I thought it was going to be close in this because both teams looked well oiled on Ramaza Search and Destroy, but this is going to be a tough one to look out if you're Penn State. I mean, you're heading back into the respawn down 2-0. You said it earlier, Search and Destroy is the game mode to look out for. That it wins tournaments, it wins matches, it puts you in farther in the playoffs, and losing 6-2 on a Search and Destroy map that on paper you look like you should take. It really looks like Concord Maroon is just another beast that Penn State wasn't ready to face.
11-5 for Crooked, 7-5 for Megatron. It seems like that cruise that Crooked has truly been paying off because they seem more than well rested to be able to show up and in this losers bracket form, being able to put their talents to the showcasing. I mean, this is just fantastic to see Concord Maroon and just to push the envelope that much further. Again, this Penn State white squad, this is a fairly younger squad too. There's been a lot of Call of Duty that's been played today. A lot of high-octane Call of Duty played today too. Keep in mind more that Concord Maroon, through all of their iterations, through all of the different tournaments that they've been able to play, they are used to this. The stamina has to be there. They know that they're a championship caliber team. They've been taking it down and running it against a multitude of other teams with semi-pros on it too. That they know that they have it. They just have to be able to showcase those talents on the battlefield. And this match right here, right now, might just be able to be the icing on the cake that Concord Maroon can continue onwards in this losers bracket. They just have to close it out on Domination Gunrunner, which should be, well, pretty known as home for them too.
I mean, Penn State lost to Humber in map 5, and they went on to beat Alabama 3-0 and to move on. So now we see Concord. They just lost a map 5 to Texas A&M, and this is their 3-0 comeback possibly against Penn State. They're really showing that they're back for blood. I mean, you can look at teams all you want. You can look at all the stats they need, but when you have a team that is so high on the leaderboard and they lose, they definitely don't want to lose. They're going to come back for blood and they're going to look for some hot vengeance. But this Gunrunner domination is Penn State's back to the wall. Do they have what it takes proper for this rookie squad? This squad that might be out of fuel. Do they have what it takes to beat out Concord Maroon?
Well, let's look at it this way, right? Just from stats alone on Gunrunner domination, it was Penn State white. The only time when they played this in playoffs was against UT Dallas. They won 154-130, so not exactly the closest one that you would think. But for Concord Maroon, they did face Texas A&M Maroon, where they it went to 160-137. Not exactly close by any means. 173-135 against Oklahoma State in that opening match, but still, when it comes down to how you play Gunrunner domination, you're looking at that pinnacle trifecta. You got green, boiler room, and showers. You want to be able to control that for Concord Maroon. Your subs are going to be able to show up, as you see right in the opening kill feed. Crook, Paralysis, and Trauma. How about a little bit of a white plus a team kill from Paralysis? Says, is there going to be anybody that takes down Crook? It's me.
I mean, how else do you want to come out of these gates looking to break this Penn State confidence? As Megatron and Crook find 2, make it 3 with Paralysis chiming in on his own. Over the wall with Megatron, he makes it. Icing on the cake, drops 4 more. They're pressuring this A site. They're looking to trap Penn State back in their own spawns. That's something you have to be careful for if you are spawning in Warehouse, is that it's not unusual to see the team get locked down in their own spawns here. Crook finds a triple kill on Ascenso, Sparky, and Ken, but it does look like Penn State is going to break through this forest and look to take over the C flag.
This is a really good opportunity here for Report. They're going to be put in a gunfight here, a 2v1 versus Megatron, who is inside the showers. Gunshots from the back. Megatron will get traded out by Shades. So we're going to see flag would be really good. This kill would be even better onto Trauma as they enter themselves back onto the C flag. Shades trying to be the pest, trying to pull as many numbers away from the B flag defense as possible, but they will be denied. Penn State White have been doing a great job of working their way back out of the A flag by putting 2 members to confront the C flag, so the rest of them can flip back over the B flag. So this is now the go time for Penn State White. They're down by a very abysmal lead of 5 points. Concord Maroon are holding over top of them, but Concord Maroon, they got to be aware of this. Keep 1 member to defend your C flag and send the rest of them just to flood it, or just win the gunfight over the C flag and flip yourself over to A, so that way you can flip the spawns and make that B flag capture all the more easier.
That pressure from Senso over through bathrooms was so important because it caused Concord Maroon to slow down a bit and turn around to kill him. 3 more go down for Concord. It's a tied game proper. 2 flags in favor of Penn State, A and B. They still have Sparky pressuring that C flag, and he does take a 1-for-1 trade, so it's going to slow down Concord a little bit more. Report, he's going to push out. 3 more go down for Concord. Make it 4. No, it's going to be Trauma taking Senso down. Shade still hopping on that B flag to make sure that he doesn't get it decapped. He's just going to be locking it down for his team. But Sparky's going to put some more pressure on towards Crates. He's wrapping all the way around, loses the gunfight. And it does look like Concord Maroon, they're going to be setting up to take over that forest area, just like Penn State did to them. Put some pressure on the A flag, take people away from B, and then recap that B flag once the pressure is alleviated. There is still 3 players, though, for Penn State sitting over towards that B flag. So they're not going to budge just yet. 3 goes down. It's going to be Report. He gets dropped off his 5-kill. Trauma. He's trying to break this back spawn proper.
Look, in this Penn State White squad, they are very good at domination. That was much noted coming in from the regular season. It was noted heading into playoffs, too, that this team are no slouches when it comes down towards this game mode. They understand what each individual kill means and where they can be putting that into map pressure, but this gunfight not going in their direction. Concord Maroon now, on the other hand, they need to be able to showcase their exact talents doing the same. Concord Maroon able to piece together a multitude of kills, so that way they can start pushing themselves even past the B flag. They look to pester on the A flag, maybe potentially to try to find a capture, but it won't end up coming around anytime soon. Penn State White, they send 2 more members. That's going to be number 7 and 8. Penn Report to be that pest towards the A flag, or the C flag, excuse me. 2 members are going to be meeting them. That was Megatron and Paralysis as a wipe comes on through. Concord Maroon pushed on past the B flag, and now they look to entrench themselves in the spawn room of Penn State White inside that warehouse. And you almost have to think that if they overstay their welcome here, that spawns will flip, and that they might just do so because Penn State White, they're starting to spawn on the north side of the munitions depot.
And just like you said, you see 5 spawn up over on C flag. B is getting neutralized. Ken, he's going to be hopping onto that. This might be trouble for Concord. They bit off more than they could chew. Choose a smart play, but they over-pressured it. And now Ken, he's going to be locking this down with Shades. Over on Minecart's Report pushes in. 4 go down, but Trauma on the opposite side of the map, he's going to lock down that C flag. Spawns were flipped once again. 5 players on Concord spawn over on the C flag. 30 seconds left. Penn State with a 10-point lead in this half. How far can they push this lead as they have that AB cap? Senso's going to be working the mid-map with his counterpart. Report. Sparky making sure that these players have to get off this B flag. He clears it out and he locks it down. C flag's neutralized. Only team getting points is going to be Penn State. And it actually was capped for a second from Penn State. So it was a slow triple cap, but 3 goes down for Penn State as Concord tries to pull it back. But it's going to be a 91-73 lead for Penn State White hopping into the second half.
Very good half here for Penn State White. They look to grow their lead and keep it that much further. We'll be starting over on the A flag, I do believe. So this is going to be a really good start for them. Just comes down to what Concord Maroon want to be doing with this side of the map. Oh, they're going to be starting on the C flag, excuse me. And this is the flag that they kept on assaulting. So for Penn State White, do you just end up breaking past the tree line or through showers mid-map just to try to get the A flag back in your name? Because that seems to be the comfortable side, and that's just the case. But Megatron's going to be the first line of defense. They get traded out by Shades. But the rest of the numbers are also here. The next line of defense is going to be Red Chase. And And well, this is going to get sought out immediately. Report rips their head off, and Sparky's going to be right there to take down Trauma. Numbers are still coming in the backside for Concord Maroon. On the other hand, Megatron off the spawn, then joined by Red Chase again. They're able to fend off this A flag hit for the time being, but Shades is still back here. Shades is still trying to influence the A flag area. B's also getting neutralized. It's starting to be captured by Penn State White. The C flag is being worked by Concord Maroon, and that might not be the wisest decision in the world because Penn State White, you can tell that they're after the A flag, and they just might get it.
And now, with 3 going down for Penn State, we do see it's getting cleaned up. This is where we saw Concord last time. They locked him in that A flag site, but we see 2 spawn up over on the C flag, and it's going to be neutralized. So it's Shades, he's pushing out through Warehouse, but Megatron crooked. They get 3 of their own. Ken and Senso pulls it right back, and they're going to neutralize this A flag. Looking at that C side of the map, though, it's still where Penn State is spawning up. B flag sitting comfortable with Red Chase locking it down. Senso, he's trying to clear this Warehouse out. He's going to find 2 of his own, make it 3. Senso goes down. Trauma getting traded out by Report, and it does look like Penn State's going to stabilize with this AC hold almost. But Ken, he's just locking down the C flag while A flag's getting neutralized by his teammates.
Concord Maroon off spawn. They funnel their numbers in towards the B flag. Big time there for Ken on the C flag, so that way they can try to split the resources of Concord Maroon, forcing them to split decision on which flag that they want to try to defend. Now, along with most of the subs coming through over towards the B flag, Paralysis in the dark room of the coal mines will be able to at least take down Report. Megatron is going to be right there to take down Ken. Still trying to be that nuisance on the C flag is Shades. Might as well be a damn sub player the way that he plays his main AR. It's quite impressive. It's 16-9. And Penn State White, oh my god! Get smoked, Crook. Shades is going on an absolute tear. That's going to be a C flag going in the name for Penn State White. It's still going to get work there for Megatron at the time being, but still the work is absolutely done. Penn State White is leading. Yes, it's only by 14 points, but look at the map pressure that Concord Maroon are absolutely losing on. Isolated gunfights across the board are not favorable for Concord Maroon. They got to work their way to get 2 flags, if not neutralizing their own flag continuously, so that way they can get this lead back.
And they're doing a good job at holding down this B flag as well. I haven't even been paying attention to this, but B is halfway neutralized, and Shades isn't going to give it up. It's finally going to be Red Chase. Pulls him off of that heady, and it's going to hop over. There's 3 players on Concord Maroon looking to neutralize this. 4 go down for Penn State White. They're going to break through that B side of the map, take boiler control. But if you look at number 0 on the mini-map, that's going to be Shades working that Forest Hill with number 7, Ken, Report. But Report goes down to Crooked. Ken goes down to Crooked. I don't think they'll stay over on the C flag just as much, but they've been doing a good job at pressuring the C side of the map. Red Chase locking down this minecart. 3 go down for Penn State White. They're only down by 9 points with 2 flags in their cap. Concord Maroon, they can pull this back right here.
All they have to do is defend 2 flags more. All they need is 2 flags, and they're doing a great job. They have 2 members always watching over the C flag, while the other 2 are watching over at B, and 1 floating in between showers and the boiler room. This is so smart for Concord Maroon. Trauma goes on for a 3 spree real fast. They're on for this life. 19 and 14 they currently sit at. Ken's going to take them down. Another spawn comes in through the munitions depot. It's Megatron that gets Ken off the C flag. Penn State White are reeling. They're looking to put all their numbers in towards the B flag because now they need a 2nd flag. If they want to be able to walk away with this one, it's only a lead by 1 point. Report a big kill on a Paralysis in the middle of the boiler room as they're looking to push this envelope that much further so that way they can get the C flag, potentially flank around, and it's going to be the hit for the B flag. Report really wants this kill. They're able to find Trauma. Report now for 2 this life is at 23 and 15, looking to push it that much further as the reinforcements are starting to come on through for Penn State White. As they look to get the B flag back in their name, it will get captured, but there's still numbers here for Concord Maroon, so that way they can get this back in their name. 35 seconds left to play, and we have a tie game, ladies and gentlemen. Concord Maroon are reeling. They need to get a 2nd flag within their name, but keep an eye on number 7. Report is working the C flag. They get the neutralization. They get the full count. The neutralization comes through now, but now with Concord Maroon trying to get this B flag back in their name, Paralysis is trying to keep their lights. They're unable to do so. Penn State White, they take the lead now for 150 to 146. Concord Maroon are putting numbers in towards the C flag, but what left do you have in the tank, Concord Maroon? You gotta start flooding in for the B flag, but a moment's too late, and it's all just downhill from here as Penn State White will be taking this domination on Gunrunner, and we will be setting ourselves to a map number 4.
Ooh. Penn State White just went lights out against this Concord roster. They locked down that B flag, extended to the C flag, held on to the A spawns. Doing it all was the man himself, Report and Senso, rocking around, taking the flags, determining where they wanted Concord to spawn up, where they wanted to funnel through. But you gotta give to this Penn State side. They locked that down when push came to shove. Concord Maroon, they pushed them against the wall. Penn State showing that they can push back.
Penn State White, I mean, they play the A flag just so wonderfully too. I almost wish that I could show you just a multitude of reasons on why, but it's just easier just to put into words for you, ladies and gentlemen. When it comes down to gun runner domination, you have to think about what Shades and Report were able to do time and time again. They were always cutting past mid-map. We found ourselves commentating this every single time that we saw it happening, that they were pushing past the oil turbine, past the cargo containers where P4 normally resides, and just trading off, being that pest onto the C flag. And what did that mean for Concord Maroon? They had to keep sending 2, if not 3 players at a time to try to get their home flag of C back into the name of Concord Maroon. And what does that mean for the B flag? It means you only have 2, maybe just 1 member just defending that at all times. And the second that you recognize there are multiple members for Concord Maroon defending the C flag, Penn State White, they hit the gas, it goes through the floor of the car, it goes through the center of the earth, and they just rush onto the B flag, getting it back into their name time and time again. It was close. Even for the half, it was 91-73, very close indeed. But Penn State White, they rush immediately, get the A flag back in their name. It was back and forth on that A flag for a time being. But Penn State White just do a fantastic job of getting that flag back in their name and just being the pest of the C flag, so that way the B flag was in their name continuously.
And honestly, I couldn't have said that better myself. Hopping in, that was the gun runner domination. Just held on by Penn State. They held on with their lives. They needed to win that to keep them going in this matchup. The next map, we're actually going to be heading to a game 4, and it's going to be St. Petrograd Hardpoint. Both of these teams practice and well known on St. Petrograd Hardpoint. And just like Gun Runner, it is a very pace-heavy map. You have to watch out for the roamers and how they will look on those rotations, what they're going to look out, especially the top kitchen and top hazard area. They can dictate that mid-map rotations where they want the teams to play. They can pressure everything and set the tempo for their teams. You really have to look for players like Report, players like Shades. How are they going to work the long angles in the short kind of corners? How are they going to make sure that they can stop this Concord Maroon pressure from taking this game in game 4? Penn State wants to look for St. Petrograd search and destroy, but we're going to head to a quick break shortly. And after that is going to be game 4 Hardpoint, ladies and gentlemen. So stay tuned for some more Call of Duty. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be into the game 4 Gun Runner Hardpoint. And after a Gun Runner domination proper, we're going to be seeing this tight one come off, because that was fighting the nails close. But Paralysis, he's going to be opening up with a trade with Sparky and Ken. 3 go down for Penn State, and it will look like point 2 will be continued to get hold, but you have to look for number 7. He's rotating around a water tower. He's going to try to pull these spawns around. It's Report. Who else to be a thorn in the side of this Concord Maroon setup than himself? Senso is going to be working through bathrooms. He's going to be looking to take these spawns as well, but it will look like at the start, Concord Maroon holding on to these point 2 spawns.
Report has to keep their life here. There's no other nicer way of saying it. No way around it. They're unable to do it, though, and that's going to be a big opening for Concord Maroon, who are doing a great job. I mean, if that domination on Gun Runner was any showcasing of anything at all, it's that there could potentially always be a member working those train cars, working into the backside of the P2 area. But Shades, yet again, looking to be that pest. They convincingly flip the spawns, and Concord Maroon are going to be pretty damn aware of this and pretty upset. Nevertheless, they're going to lose the P2 spawns. They're going to be able to get themselves a little bit of scrap time on P1. It's a little mere consolation prize, because P2 area is definitely the money hill that you're going to be looking towards, but at least you're able to find some entry eliminations. Now the numbers have to start flooding in, but Penn State White, they have all of P2 well covered.
Rook jumped in, finds a double kill, knocks down Report. Shades trying to keep the spawns for his team, but you look at the mini-map, all of Penn State spawning out. Shades continue to stay alive, finds Crooked actually, 4 go down in return. Senso picks up Red Trace. Report on point, getting traded out with Senso pulling that out, but it's still going to be contested. 30 seconds on the point. Senso finds a team kill, locks it down for his team, looking to take the pick on the right side of the door. But Senso, I don't know how he's still alive. Megatron running in with a knife. It's going to be looking like a tie game when we do rotate over to point 3. All of Concord Maroon setting up for you, but number 8, Ken, as he goes down, he was looking to rotate this off. Number 9 now, Senso, we're on board with him. He's going to look to break through boiler room, and he's looking to pull the spawns right back with Report on the opposite side of him.
This is what's really big. Concord Maroon, they are in control of the hill currently. But player number 2 in Crook needs to go absolutely big. Of course it's Crook. Crook is going to get traded out, however. P5 spawns are going to be a game for Penn State White. And now they're looking to flood up the staircase to at least keep the contestation on towards P3 as much as possible. States is on a 5-3. They get taken down. 6-2. What a hell of a start. 10-5 for Senso. Another fantastic start, but Concord Maroon, they will not be denied. Crook is on double positive. They are 13-6. Trauma not far behind at 10-6 themselves. So again, Concord Maroon being barrel for barrel, going tit for tat against Penn State White right off the rip. They're taking the lead here. They're setting the tempo. They're playing the pace in the game that they know and love. Crook and Paralysis are on the hill, and they are existing ever so wonderfully, even combating against the P5 spawns with relative ease. You would think that Penn State White would have been able to put themselves on that hill sooner rather than they did, because Concord Maroon are just outgunning them on every single corner of this map.
I mean, if you were paying attention to the mini-map of the game, you really saw Concord Maroon push through that mid-map, spawn Penn State back over towards point 3, towards point 5, and they took control of point 4 and the spawns that they needed. However, if you are Penn State, your saving grace is that you do have spawns for the 5th point, and you can hold on to those spawns, but you really have to watch out to how you dictate this pace from here on out. 4 go down for Concord. They're going to set up for you. They still have 30 seconds to pick up for the site. Ken is going to be locking down the time. He's going to have a few players pushing onto him. Looks for the first, but it's going to be Crook breaking in. Senso trades out with the help of Shades, locking down the long haul of the spawn. It's going to be scrap time going over to Concord, contested a little bit by Penn State, but they don't want to overstay their welcome. As number 1 Report, he does find that flank. He's going to be looking to lock down minecarts, and it is going to be Penn State in control of the spawns for points 5. If I am Penn State, I honestly, your saving grace is that you didn't give up these spawns right now. You have to lock down this 5th point and bring it back to a tie.
You're looking for the cross angle of Shades, who finds Stu. They get traded out, but those are really influential kills, so that way Concord Maroon can't flood in the front doors of the warehouse. However, be aware, Megatron working their way in. Shades actually spawns right back over by the oil turbine, along with the rest of the Penn State White members that all got gunned down in the fights of previous. So now with Penn State White having firm control right out front of the warehouse, Concord Maroon really only have one go into getting inside the warehouse, and that's by down to the staircase. The last line of defense is Ken. On top of the box, they're going to get traded out by way of the front door. However, the next one comes in. That's Report. They get traded out as well. Crook and Paralysis, the iconic duo of today, are doing a fantastic job of controlling every single member of Penn State White and beating them with relative ease. 14-9 is Paralysis, by the way. They're having themselves quite the game. Crook has already passed 20 kills at 21-11. Penn State White, on the other hand, they need and so desperately need to get a firm control of any hill. We're about to go in towards a second set of hills, and Concord Maroon lead 128-99.
I mean, really looking at this Penn State roster, only 2 players are having a standout game. It's Senso and Shades at double digits, almost dropping 20 kills before the teammates hit 10. But as 3 go down for Penn State, it's going to be Concord locking down this first point. You're looking at number 4 on the minimap. That's Paralysis. He's heading around Water Tower. He's looking to pull the spawns away from them. He's back ventilation, and as 5 still spawn up for Penn State, they have to be careful. They have to understand that there could be a player behind them. Shades gets 2, but he's traded out. 2 more go down. Report's trying to break through in this first point. And honestly, I don't know why they're going for this first point still, because now look at Concord Maroon. They're spawning for point 2, and that's the money hill that you want if you're Penn State. That is a mistake going for that first point proper.
There are some members, though, for Concord Maroon that are pushed up pretty far forward, so that means that Senso's going to be able to work their way on the top side of AC and being able to keep their life, too. If they can find an entry kill here, it would be absolutely monumental. There is a player that was prone, or that is prone, rather. That's going to be Red Chase on that box. A little to the right where Senso's currently looking at. They're going to drop down, and Red Chase is going to find that kill with relative ease. Red Chase now on the top side of the scaffolding, puts themselves in a very powerful position, runs out of ammo inside their AR, drops down to the pistol. Megatron's right there for the help though. Report and Senso are trying to work their magic and they're able to combine for 3. Paralysis on the other hand, though, trying everything so that way they can get this hill back in the name of Concord Maroon. Contested is good, but the kills need to follow. Paralysis for 3. Sparky and Report are going to be able to write down. Sparky actually finds a team kill, excuse me, but Megatron trying everything they possibly can to keep their life and to keep this point contested, but Ken has a different story to write here for Penn State White.
And they're only going to have 20 seconds left, so they're going to be down for by about 20 when they're done this point, the scrap time. But already it's going to be Concord Maroon in position to lock down this 3rd point. And last time they were locked down this 3rd point, they took a big lead over this Penn State roster. But Ken, he could be the thorn in the side right now. He's working around Stockroom. He does have a player to his left. If he's going to find Red Chase on this heady, he notices that he's not going to be in the close right, but he's going to nade out the minecarts. Trophy system eats it up. He's going to look to take him off the heady, but Red Chase with that M4 is going to lock it down. Only player anywhere close to doing anything is Report, but Report doesn't stay very long. He's found by Paralysis. Now all the players from Penn State White are going to be spawning back point 3, back point 5. They're going to be pressuring this hard point, but they're not going to be taking any time off of Concord Maroon. If they're doing anything, they have to look for the 4th one. They have to look to take the 4th one, but it's all red. It's a sea of red in the kill feed. Concord Maroon are stomping on Penn State White.
Doing a great job from top to bottom. Concord Maroon are stomping Penn State White. 27 and 16 to Shades. It's not enough. 12 and 26 for Ken. You definitely can see where some of the holes are starting to thicken up. Sparky's at 13 and 29, 13 and 26 for Report. On the opposing side for Concord Maroon, 23 and 13 for Paralysis, 26 and 19 for Trauma. Crook just past 30 kills as they're at 30 and 17 and 23 and 23 for Megatron. Everyone besides Red Chase finds themselves at a multitude of engagement. Red Chase is doing a great job of playing that main AR role, and Concord Maroon eclipsing past 215 points are in firm control for P4. Penn State White still looking for P5 as they're trying to hold on to their spawns, but they have to keep contesting this point of the cargo containers. Trauma up top is able to take down at least one. The kill feed still bleeding in red, and this is starting to look dire now for Penn State White. Can still win it out here for Concord Maroon. They only need 17 more seconds, and they're looking to close things out. For Penn State White, on the other hand, they're still trying to flood their numbers in towards the mid-map. Megatron's just going to sit here and soak up the rest of the hill time. 243, the 244, 146 is all Penn State White have to offer. Can they even get there? They're spotting way too far out, and just like that, Penn State White will go home in the losers bracket. Concord Esports, they stay alive.
Of the road for the rookie team, Penn State White, but they put up a formidable effort against this Concord Maroon lineup. They were just too hot to handle eventually, and they were just biting off of it. I know Crooked, you saw him taking so many 3 pieces in the kill feed. Trauma backing him up. Paralysis dictating where the game for this team and toying with this Penn State roster. It really came down to it. Just look at that. 34 and 18 on Crook, 29 and 21 on Trauma. Red Chase not too far behind, along with Megatron and Paralysis. All the players on Concord Maroon over 20 kills, and showing that they mean business going into this and that they're out for blood after their loss to Texas A&M. They're looking dangerous right now, Proper.
They are looking quite dangerous. They are looking hungry. They are looking fierce after losing that map number 5 to Texas A&M Maroon. You definitely know that they want that run back. You definitely know that they want to make it towards those grand finals. Losers finals have to come through first. So Concord Maroon, they will win out in a 3-1 fashion against Penn State White. And they're going to be meeting the winner of Georgia Southern versus Carleton, which is a rematch from the earlier stages of the winners bracket too. So that match is going to be heavily contested as well. And it's going to be dirty along the way too. You know that Carleton want to give it back to GSU. The GSU, the team that knocked Carleton down in the losers bracket. If you're not already watching the Alpha channel or the squad stream for both of these channels too, then you're missing Texas A&M Maroon versus Humber Esports going on right now. Humber Esports are currently up by a single map, but we're on the search and destroy where Texas A&M Maroon are currently leading 4-1. And that loser of that match will then go forward, and they're going to be facing off against the winner of Concord Maroon and the winner of Georgia Southern versus Carleton. So a lot more heavily contested action coming through in these College COD playoffs. I am so happy we are here in playoffs, baby.
Oh, I am so happy indeed. All these teams showing up and bringing all their bells and whistles to put the pressure on. It's a tight race to the finish between all of them. But after this 3-1 win for Concord Maroon, it's going to be more to catch tomorrow on the Bravo stream. But from myself, possibly more from the Bravo stream. We're just waiting to hear out. But from myself, Seymour, and Proper, we're going to be heading it to a quick little break to figure out what is going on behind the scenes. So everybody on the other side, just stay tuned for some more Call of Duty news for the CCL. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we did just get news that we will not be heading to another map tonight. That is all for the Bravo stream. But if you want more Call of Duty action from the CCL, you can stay tuned. You can look for tomorrow, because at 4 p.m. Eastern is when it starts back up with the preview, right? Am I right, Proper?
Yeah, the preview show will be starting off tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time, so definitely want to set your clocks. That's 1 p.m. Pacific if you can't do quick maths. But at the same point in time, we're going to be going through, we're going to be talking about a bunch of all-star division matches. We're going to be talking about we're going to go into the losers semifinals, the losers finals, and the long-awaited grand finals too. But don't forget, there's still Call of Duty action that's going on here for the CCL on the Alpha channel. In map number 2, Texas A&M Maroon versus Humber Esports. That match is quite contested, keep in mind you. So after we're done with this sign-off, you're going to definitely want to go over there and watch that one as closely as I'm about to.
Oh, for sure. But from our side, myself, Seymour Proper, we just casted some good Call of Duty, and I hope you all enjoyed. But we will be back tomorrow with some more Call of Duty, so everybody stay tuned for that for tonight. I just want to say have a good night, ladies and gentlemen, and stay tuned.